Imagine being forced to quit your job by the person who's supposed to love and protect you, only to find out he's cheating, abusive, and determined to leave you broke. Now, imagine turning that same man's cruelty against him and walking away with more than 4 times what he ever tried to take from you. That's exactly what happened in today's story. If you've ever been wronged by someone who thought they could control your entire life, you're going to love this story. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and get ready for a ride filled with betrayal, courtroom battles, and one of the most satisfying paybacks you'll ever hear. The illusion of a family life. When I first got married, I thought I was building the kind of family people dream about. My husband and I had our first child, and like so many new moms, I thought we'd work as a team. But right after the baby was born, he dropped a bomb on me. Quit your job. Stay home. That's your role now. I didn't fight it at first. I wanted to believe he was protecting us, that this was how our marriage was supposed to work. But the truth was, he wasn't protecting me. He was trapping me. By the time our second child turned 2, the illusion shattered. I discovered he'd been having an affair. Worse than that, he'd become controlling, emotionally cruel, and sometimes physically violent. And when he finally turned his abuse toward our firstborn, that was my breaking point. In 2012, I kicked him out, the struggle to survive. That's when reality hit. I had no job, no income, no family support. And he smugly refused to give me a dime. He actually said, "The courts haven't ordered me to give you anything, so don't expect it." It didn't stop there. He lied to the bank and had my accounts frozen. Imagine not being able to buy food or diapers for your kids because the man who broke you is still pulling the strings. And when I finally filed for divorce, he assaulted me. Justice, piece by piece. After 6 agonizing months, a judge finally ordered him to pay child and spousal support, $2,562 a month. But guess what? He didn't pay a cent until wage garnishment kicked in. By then, he was already $6,000 behind. That debt gave me the chance to move away with the kids. And for a moment, I thought maybe, just maybe, the nightmare was over. A year after the divorce, I remarried. I checked the paperwork, and unless a certain box was checked, spousal support didn't automatically stop when you remarried. That box wasn't checked. So for a year, he kept paying spousal support, about $12,000. I thought, fine. Instead of touching his retirement account, I'll just take this and leave it alone. Fair trade, his new attack custody games, but in 2017, out of nowhere, he filed for sole custody of the kids. That's when he found out I had remarried and that he'd been paying spousal support during that time. He was furious. He demanded I pay him back every penny. I told him, "I didn't file for your retirement. I took the support instead. If you let me keep it, I'll walk away from your 401k. But greed doesn't think logically. He refused and dragged me back to court. The judge sided with him, partially. I had to repay the support, but the court also increased his child support. In the end, he repaid himself through deductions, and I actually ended up with $20 more a month. On top of that, he dropped his custody battle for a measly 2 extra weeks of summer visitation. The retirement battle. At that point, I said, fine. If you won't let it go, then I'm coming for what's mine. I pursued the retirement account split. He resisted every step of the way, dragging it out for 4 years. He ignored court orders, missed deadlines, and made everything a fight. It got so bad that the court sanctioned him. He had to pay me $600 a month on top of child support, and he was even charged with contempt. The sweet payoff. Then came January 2021. He proposed to his girlfriend. 4 months later, in May, I finally received the disbursement from his 401k, and let me tell you, karma has a funny way of showing up. I thought the account would be around $12,000, the same as the spousal support I'd taken. But no, the payout was nearly 4 times that amount, all because he refused to be fair. If he had just let me keep the $12,000, he would have walked away clean. But instead, he played stupid games and won stupid prizes, the fiancé's outrage. Of course, his fiancée wasn't happy. She emailed me, furious. She said it was my fault he wouldn't marry her because I'd cleaned out his retirement account. She accused me of stealing, of robbing him. I reminded her, I gave him the choice. He could have let me keep the spousal support, Instead, he forced me to file for the 401k. He chose this outcome. I even told her, if you really love him and want to protect his assets, get a prenup. But she refused, whining that she shouldn't have to, because I had robbed him. Reflection. Here's the truth. I never wanted to depend on him financially. I never wanted his money. I just wanted a fair shot at raising my kids. But he pushed and lied and tried to destroy me every step of the way, and in the end, his greed, his arrogance, his cruelty, it cost him far more than if he had just done the right thing from the start. The moment I saw the 401k payout hit my account, I laughed. Not because of the money, though yes, that helped, but because for the first time in years I felt free. He thought he had me cornered. He thought he could keep me powerless. But all he really did was set up his own downfall. Life has a way of balancing the scales, sometimes slowly, painfully slowly. But when someone keeps pushing, keeps hurting others, karma eventually finds its way home. My ex thought he was unbeatable, but in the end, his own stubbornness destroyed him. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more revenge stories that prove karma always wins. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying payback you've ever seen?